Police Paddock, not the Melbourne Cricket Ground. It was called the Richmond Police Paddock because we're a very young country. We weren't founded till 1770. They probably had 10 coronations in England by then. But it was the Richmond Police Paddock because out here was still all paddocks in the 1800s. And the police in that era didn't have cars with sirens, the police rode horses. So at the end of the day, the horses were brought down here, they were fed, they stayed here overnight, police came back the next day and got the horses and went off and did whatever they had to do. So it wasn't called the Melbourne Cricket Ground for quite many more years after that. Okay, off we go, we'll go down onto the ground.
See, this is the Melbourne Cricket Ground, MCG.
Fast. Correct. The baby. No.
This is the ground where they play cricket.
Okay, can we keep moving, please? Okay, if we could all bunch up, please. Well, welcome to the Melbourne Cricket Club, Melbourne Cricket Ground, commonly known as the G. Everybody in Melbourne just refers to this place as the G. The journalists write about it as the G. So if you're visiting Melbourne, anybody asks you if you've been to the G, you're actually standing on it. It just means the ground. Around the world, we're known as the World Sporting Stadium, and that's exactly what we are. In 1956, the Olympic Games came to Australia for the first time, and they came right here. For the 56 Olympics, we had all track and field events held here. We had the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony. 2006 here, we hosted the Commonwealth Games. We had exactly the same as the Olympics. We had all track and field events, opening and closing ceremony. At the moment, we're playing Aussie rules football. Now, I'm not talking soccer, I'm not talking rugby, we don't talk those codes here, I'm talking Aussie rules footy. So is there anybody in this group that's not heard of Aussie rules footy? You all know of it? Okay. You all know Aussie rules footy? Well, it's our code of football. So in America, they play American football and they don't play it anywhere else. If you visit Ireland, they play Gaelic football. If you visit Australia, we play Aussie rules football. Aussie rules football crowds totally dominate this stadium. If anybody thinks cricket crowds dominate this stadium, you're totally on the wrong channel. The biggest crowds that come to this stadium are Aussie rules football crowds, and the biggest day of the year here every year is the last Saturday in September, which is equivalent to the American Super Bowl. We have a grand final. The American Super Bowl is held at all different college stadiums around the states. The grand final is always here because there's no other stadium in Australia that holds over 100,000 people, and there's always over 100,000 people here on grand final day. The second biggest day of the year here is Friday week, which is Anzac Day. Anzac Day is the 25th of April, which is a public holiday right through Australia. It's very similar to the UK Remembrance Day and the United States Remembrance Day. We remember everybody that's gone to war to fight for this magnificent country. So Anzac Day here always is the Essendon Football Club and the Collingwood Football Club. It's been sold out for weeks. It's up to 98,000 already. So that's average here for Anzac Day. Now Boxing Day test is coming. We've got the Ashes this year with England. England actually hold the record here for the 26th of December attendance, which is 91,312. Now that's a normal crowd here with footy. You sit here on a Friday night, there's 85,000, 87,000. There's a big match here on Easter Saturday, there's a big match here. That's up to 83,000 already they're quoting. So football crowds totally dominate the stadium. We don't have as much cricket here as we used to have because we no longer have state cricket here. State cricket is equivalent to English county cricket. That is played at the Junction Oval in St Kilda, where it used to be. Then the Victorian team came here, started playing Sheffield Shield. They were here for quite a few years, and then Cricket Victoria and the team decided they wanted to go back to the Junction Oval at St Kilda. So that's where they play all the Shield cricket. So all we have here is the Boxing Day test and a lot of the T20, the Big Bash. There's no cricket pitches in the ground when we're playing Aussie rules. We use portable drop-ins. They were pulled out here months ago. The last cricket match we had here was it was a test match between the Australian cricket girls and the English cricket girls. That was meant to go for 4 days, but we cleaned them up in 3. So then they got the wickets out, and Aussie rules footy started here 5 weeks ago. Last year, for the attendance for Aussie rules footy for 6 months of footy here was 3.4 million people came to the stadium to watch Aussie rules footy. So that gives you a gauging. You don't get anywhere near that with cricket. So we are actually a world sporting stadium. We've got the American football coming, which is going to be played here for points. It's not an exhibition match. We've got Manchester United coming in June, I think it is, for an exhibition match. We have all sorts of things here. So that's why we're called a world sporting stadium. Bledisloe Cup with New Zealand in rugby. If that's played, it's Melbourne, it comes here because we're the biggest stadium. So while you're standing here, you'll see one gentleman here in navy blue with a red stripe. There's another one over there on the fence. And I think no, they're not there. So, okay, we've got 2. The ones that have got the navy blue with the red stripe, one over there and one here, there's 6 of them in this stadium that wear that uniform. They are the Melbourne Cricket ground staff. We're chained off because that's a work site. That is a work site 365 days of the year. So the 6 guys that wear that navy blue with the red stripe, they work on this grass 365 days of the year. There's never a day they're not here working. So Monday to Friday there's 6. The weekend comes, there's a roster drawn up. If you've got on the roster, you might be getting told you're having the weekend off, and the others are coming to work. If we don't have any sport here on a Saturday or a Sunday, the rostered on ones are still here working. Footy, if it's in the night, there'll be rostered on ones to stay behind and work after the footy's finished. The same if we have night cricket. There'll be rostered on ones to work here after the cricket finishes. If the cricket pitches were in the ground, they'd be running the way of my walkie-talkie, which is a true north-south. This is the southern side of the ground. That's the northern side of the ground. This side of the ground was rebuilt for the Commonwealth Games. It's 3 new stands that were built straight after the 2002 Grand Final. We went on a 4-year building program, knocking down 1 stand at a time. Not all at once, 1 at a time. So the 2002 Grand Final was over. Immediately the next week, were knocking down this grey seated area here that says Ponsford Stand. That's a public seated area. People will have purchased their tickets through Ticketek to sit there this weekend. Bill Ponsford was an opening bat for Australia. He played with the great man, Sir Donald Bradman. And in that era, the English and Australian cricketers were all amateurs. They all had to have a job. Bill Ponsford came back to Melbourne after playing in England. He worked here in admin. So he got a stand named after him. The old one had 1960 on it, no roof. When that was half finished, we moved in here. You'll see light green, dark green and light green. The general public cannot buy tickets to come into this green seated area. You have to be a member of the Melbourne Cricket Club. I have to be a member of the Melbourne Cricket Club to be a volunteer guide. So that's all members here in the green seats. The rest of the whole ground is public seating. Now the old stand that stood here was built in 1927. No lifts, no escalators, all the facilities totally outgrown. Lucky it didn't have heritage listing or national trust. Otherwise we would have had to refurb. So we got a new stand. When that was half finished, we moved over here to the grey seats, public area. Up the top you'll see Olympic Stand 206. That used to have on it Olympic Stand 1956. So this was a rebuild for the Commonwealth Games. Opposite, we have one big stand. It starts at the Punt Road end of the ground, scoring end, the Richmond end of the ground, and it runs around here to the scoreboard. That's one big grandstand, and it's 33 years old. And for 30 years it was called the Great Southern Stand because it's the southern end of the ground. 2 weeks after Shane Warne passed away, we immediately renamed that. This one will come now. 2 weeks after Warne passed away, we renamed that the Shane Warne Stand. If anyone follows cricket, you'll know the name Warne. Warne's the best. Shane Warne's the best leg spin bowler the world's ever seen. As far as we're concerned, totally irreplaceable. Shane Warne is very much part of the fabric of this stadium. Shane Warne was born and raised in Melbourne. That was Shane Warne's backyard. Played all his cricket here, took his 700 wicket, had a hat trick here, and he was always here if St Kilda were playing footy, because he was a mad St Kilda football follower. Believe it or not. Or broadcasting overseas when he retired, Warne was a mad St Kilda football follower. If you read Shane Warne's book, he tells you in the book he never wanted to be a cricketer. Shane Warne was desperate to be an AFL footballer and he wanted to play for St Kilda. Well, they tried him out in the under-19s and he wasn't any good and they got rid of him, and we're very happy they did, because look what we got. A magnificent leg spin bowler that brought so much pleasure to wherever he played cricket. When Warne was playing cricket here, the crowd in the ground was like a football crowd because he was a Victorian, so everybody just hero worshipped him. So we renamed that the Shane Warne Stand just 2 weeks after he passed away, which was 3 years ago, just gone March. So you've had first-hand view of one of the ground staff going past doing his air rating. That's the grass for the Ashes this summer. All they'll do is cut it shorter. The grass is in that condition every day of the week because it's looked after every day of the week. Never deteriorates. Anyone got any questions before we move on? We're going indoors now. We won't be coming outside again. So you need photos, you need to do them on the boundary. I have an hour and a quarter to do this tour in. I expect everybody to keep up with me when I move off. Otherwise I have to leave stuff off that I can't show you because I've got another tour to do straight after this one. Okay? Okay, we're moving on.
No, live కోసం కొంచెం 16 minutes till.
Mind if I ask you a question? Have you met one?
No. I saw him around. I didn't live very far from him. I lived 2 streets away from him. I see him around. You just say hello. Like you do with the footballers that live near us. You just say hello. Now over this side of the ground we have 2 change rooms. Anybody follow the Brisbane Lions? This is where they run out on grand final day. So they came out of change room 2. Change room 1's just down here. That's where the losers ran out. That's the Sydney Swans. So they ran out there. The year before the winners ran out there because that was Collingwood the year before. So these change rooms are exactly the same. There is no difference. And they're used for football and cricket. When it's a cricket team in town, all visiting cricket teams go to change room 2. So this is where England will be this summer. They'll come out here when they go out to field and bowl. And the Australians will be in change room 1, which they share with the Melbourne Stars. So the Melbourne Stars use it when they're playing here. International cricket teams use it and interstate cricket teams use it when they're here for the Big Bash. So we're going down into change room 1.
So these are the change rooms of the players. So now we are going to the changing room of players.
Okay, all moving. I thought the signage might have been up around the wall this morning because football's professional. There's 18 teams in the comp and they all have sponsors. So every time there's a football team in here, all of these walls are totally covered with the sponsors. You would see that anyway when the cameras are going in the rooms. So the subcontractor will come in, put up the sponsorship signs on the wall, both rooms, and then he'll come back in and he'll actually then the next day take it down because there'll be another team in here. So everyone has different sponsors. TV camera comes up here on the bracket. This is where they form a circle and they play their club song. The Australian cricket team has some honour boards up here. Test centuries, 5 wicket performances. They have some furniture in here when it's cricket time. They bring some lockers in for the cricket. All the furniture and everything's now in storage because it's football time. And the rooms are there. They take it and go out and the footballers are open on Saturday. And we get on an exec personnel, all the support staff, and of course the main sponsors. Okay, let's start. All teams have to have a chat with their coach. So this is where the two football teams, there's two matches here this weekend, one on Saturday and one on Monday. So this is where whichever team's in here, they'll come in here with their coach. Lots of instructions on the board. When it's footy, you've got forward line coach, back line coach, midfield coaches, they use all that. When it's cricket, it's just the cricket coaches here. So this is where the Australian cricket team sits with their coach, and this is where the Melbourne Stars sit with their coach. So if only these balls could talk, there'd be some good stories in these balls. Yeah, there would be. Okay, off we go, go with that.
This is the massage room.
So you just walk through the room at night. I've got a bit of a cold, but that room generally smells of liniment. And by the end of 6 months of footy, that room has got a very heavy smell of liniment because that's where the footballers will go first after they've come here. So these are the football lockers, just a normal locker. Anyone's welcome to open them, and they're shared by everyone. Nobody trains on the G. There's no cricket training on the G. There's no football training on the G. All the cricket training in England and Australia this year for the Ashes will warm up outside at the outdoor nets, right outside gate 1. That's where all the cricketers warm up. If there's a rain delay, they'll come into the indoor nets, but no one trains out there. 10 teams in Melbourne. They're all based around the city, and that's where they've got all their administration, where they train, everything. 2 minutes away down that end of the ground, if you're coming from the Richmond station, that's the Richmond footy ground. It's huge, it's got, they train there, all their admin's there. Just over the rail, which is a 4-minute walk away, you'll find Collingwood. That's where they train. They've got all their admin there, and further up from Collingwood is where Melbourne train. My team Essendon train out a place called Melrose Drive, which is right near the airport. So Carlton train up near Melbourne Uni. So this is purely just used to play on, no training at all. So these can get used.
These are the massage.
Kasana tugenna.
So these are the kitchens of players. They eat their breakfast. They eat their breakfast and lunch, dinner, everything. These are the parking.
Okay, could we get somebody?
These are the parking of players' cars and everything.
When it stops let's just hop out and do
So now we are going in the lift elevator.
Okay, we'll take the rest. We'll go to the next one. See you at 4.
Yeah.
Things are kind of
Next 4, going down.
Queen?
This is where all the professional You're right behind the goals here. So at the weekend of the football, they'll call a goal as a goal at the Consford end or in the Bill Consford stand, or the City end. There's the City of Melbourne right behind you. The Richmond football ground is right behind the back of those blue seats. It's a 2-minute walk away. Collingwood's just over here and Melbourne's just up there. That's where they train, they've got all their admin. When you look at that grass, it's going to have 47 games of Aussie rules footy on it, and then that's the same grass for the Ashes in 26th of December. The reason being it's in such good condition is they work on it every day. Anyone got any questions? No?
Carol, I've got to ask. You mentioned the Lions coming over in July.
Yeah, they are good.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
big swamp.
Yeah, yeah. Is it Manchester Uni?
अभी तो संख्या 34
Well, Manchester Uni must have been the last one. It's always here when you do have a meeting.
Camera.
Way back in 1993, the biggest 6 in cricket was hit in this stadium. The cricketer that hit the 6 still owns the record. And it wasn't even international cricket. It was Shield, like English county cricket. New South Wales. New South Wales were fielding and bowling. The bowler for New South Wales was bowling from the southern end of the ground, and his name was Greg Matthews. So Greg Matthews was running in from the southern end. Out in the middle was the Victorian cricketer. He went on and played for Australia. His name's Simon O'Donnell. Simon O'Donnell hit the biggest 6 ever, 1993, and Simon O'Donnell still owns the record. Even with the big bash here, nobody's got near it. It's 109 metres from when it left his bat to where it landed. Many years ago, I had an Englishman on tour with me, very involved in county cricket in Hampshire, and he was absolutely outstanding. He said, I can't believe he hit it that far, because in 1993 his bat would have been as heavy as a lump of wood compared to the bats of today. So I want you to go to the first lot of navy blue seats at ground level. Over on the southern side of the ground next to the grey seats, stick with the navy blue. Go to the second level, which is navy blue. Go to the bright blue on the third level. That's Qantas corporate box. Come forward, you'll see one red seat sitting there on its own. That's Simon O'Donnell's 6, the red seat.
हाँ कसं काय कोण हाँ हाँ तक है क्या
See the feet with the red seat? I
red seat. It was the person who held the world record for the biggest six, the person who sat there. So it is colored as red.
తగ్గొచ్చా తగ్గొచ్చు బస్ ఫోటో కట్టుకుంటా
నాకు తగ్గు వచ్చింది
తూ రాదు ఫోటో కట్టుకుంటా ఇంకా కన్నడగా సరే పడా समझ भाई सर हजार हाथ दर हाँ सर
Okay, off we go.
go turun turun lagi
Now we're coming to the members now. We're in the green space, which is my area. So as a member of the Melbourne Cricket Club, these gates will be shut every time there's sport here. Security will sit here. If there's members in the concert stand, which is a public seated area, they want to gain entry back into the members, you can't just open the gate and walk in. You need to be a member of the MCC in here. So the security will expect you to have your membership card in your hand to show them, because your photograph's on your membership card. So they'll ID you from that. Because it's a private club. Like you can't go to the private golf club, Royal Melbourne, and play golf unless you're a member or you go as a guest. Same principle here. Now I did tell you we are a World Sporting Stadium. So what we do here are stadium tours, not cricket tours and not football tours. So we're now into the Olympics. So you've got 56 Olympics, you've got 2006 Commonwealth Games. These are all the gold medalists here. These distances are greater now, but we don't care about that. This is relevant for what happened here in 56 and 2006. When you look here, you'll see the high jump gold medals, male and female. When you go right to the top, you'll get dizzy looking up there, but that's the pole vault. So S. Hooker is from Melbourne. He lives in Black Rock, 20-minute drive south of the city. Stephen Hooker won the gold medal here for the Commonwealth Games in 2006. He won the gold medal at the Beijing Olympics and he won the world titles as well. He's now mentoring young ones who are wanting to do the pole vault. Last year at the Olympics in Paris, for the first time ever, we had a female gold medalist in the pole vault. Her name's Nina Kennedy and she comes from Western Australia. Now, out here in the middle of the ground, where this green is this actually is representing the timber board that's laid the same height as the
असं निका दोन दाखवून नंतर गश दोन घेत नाही नॉर्मल हातान दोन गश
flying off here, one jump into the sandpit. These are the gold medals for the long jump, male and female. When you look up further, you've got another discipline that comes off here, and it's called, we just move over please, they're coming through. Excuse me. Move.
Order back.
Thank you. There's another discipline off here, which is called the triple jump, which is a hop, a step and a jump. And from there to there, the furthest one is the gold medalist from the Commonwealth Games. He's from Great Britain, and his gold medal jump was 17 metres 45. Must have had these he must have had these drugs, because he's got to do a hop, he's got to do a step, he's got to do a jump. He lands here, 17 metres 45. Pretty good.
You go to yeah, after it.
Too long, please.
कौन है ना